Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. We are discussing about deploying SSIS packages. On this topic, you will get more and more questions in the interview, so you have to be ready for it. Okay. So, yesterday we had seen how to create a package and how to build and deploy a package, right? So, we have only built. Today, we'll discuss about deploying the packages in which environment in different environments, right? So, as a developer, you are going to be there in the development environment, right? So, after creating your code, maybe Java code, .NET code, what is that you're going to be uploading? You have to upload ispac file. What is ispac file? Which is going to contain all the what is called as packages inside that, right? So that's what I told you. So ispac file is very, very important. So ispac file will be available in your build deployment folder. So which is a box, you can think like this is a box. All the packages which you have developed are available in this ispac file only. All these are called your DTX packages. DTSX packages, all these things. Okay. So what is this? It is what is called ispac file, right? So that is what you got to understand. Actually, SSIS is started when? So when MSBA started, when MSBA started, MSBA started, so in 2005, right? So that is when MSBA started. MSBA means what? SSIS and SSAS, and we have SSRS. So these three modules were there in 2005, right? In SSAS we had what is called as multi-dimensional model. Okay, so there is a multi-dimensional cube can be created. So which is a story from 2005. SSIS is ETL, and here this is a cube, and this is what is called reporting, right? That is what we discussed. So in 2012, what is happened? In 2012, what is happened? So every 1 year, 2 years, you will be able to get new features, right? In 2012, one more feature got added, that is what is called tabular model cube. Okay, so this was in 2005, and this has got added tabular model cube, so which is going to be storing data into the disk. Okay, and when we have large amount of data, we are going to be performing lot of aggregation and storing the data, large data sets. You have to know what is a multi-dimensional loop so that you can understand. But this model is, storing the data into the RAM when we have small amount of data, maybe in GBs. Clear? Small amount of data. So probably in GBs of data, right? So probably terabytes of data when you have it. So these are, can be used. What is SSAS and what is a tabular model? So tabular model is going to be covered as part of your Power BI, and multi-dimensional model is going to be covered when you take MSBA, all the modules, SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS, right? So these are the things. Now, in SSIS also, a lot of changes has happened. In SSIS, till 2005, okay, and till 2005 afterwards we got 2008 version, then 2008 R2. So this version is released in 2010. Okay, till these three versions we were deploying SSS packages, all the ETL packages we were deploying, in SQL Server. So we are going to be deploying to the SQL Server a database called a MSDB database. So MSDB database will be there. So we are going to be deploying, okay, packages, right? So which packages we are going to be deploying? We're deploying all SSIS packages to where? To the SQL Server. Let me go to SQL Server, and So there is a system database called MSDB database. So all the packages are going to go to the MSDB. Where are the packages? Packages are available here, right? All this will get deployed where? Here. So when you eat a banana or when you eat an apple, where the banana is going to be deployed? Will be there in your stomach? No, it is going to go to the blood. So end of the day, the banana will get converted into glucose, fructose, carbohydrates, vitamins, calcium, right? All these things will get separated and the blood is going to be absorbing. So the end of the day, the deployment of your energy or the food will be there in the blood, right? So that is the deployment in your body. Like that, so when you create a package for the creating purpose, we going to be using this software. So SSDT software or Visual Studio software is used only to create. But once you create a package, all the packages are going to be deployed to which database? MSDB database. When was the story? The story is in till 2005, 8 or till 2010. So all the SSIS packages will be deployed here. So that is what is the point. Clear? So to deploy, we will be getting a file called manifest file. అర్థమవుతుందా? So that was the story. But in 2012, so this is completely drastically changed. So what has happened? So if you wanted to deploy, still we should be able to deploy it here, but we are going to be creating one more database called SSIS This we must create. Okay, this we must create. So we are going to be creating 2012 onwards. So we are going to be creating, for creating what file we are using now is pack file. అర్థమవుతుందా? There are two things that you need to understand: old version and new version. Old version means before a 2012. Okay, so the starting point is 2005. So earlier we are deploying all the packages to MSDB database. Where is MSDB? When you go to system databases, here all the packages are going to come here. Right now, we are going to be creating one more database. What is the database name? SSIS DB. Clear? So database we must create and deploy the packages. Now what file we are going to be using is pack file. Earlier, what was the file we were using? Manifest file. Using manifest file, you deploy the packages to the MSDB. MSDB means SQL Server. Today, using ispack file, we're going to be deploying the packages to which database? SSISDB. Is it there? No, we must create this database. Clear? So that's what you need to understand. So the question is that where will you deploy the packages? Definitely, all the packages are going to be deployed to end of the day where? To the production environment. Clear? So all the packages are going to go to production. But a production where? In the production environment, SQL Server. So when you take, so this is my ispack file. So I'm going to be talking about prod environment, right? So prod production environment, you have two types of servers. One is called OLTP server. The second one is called OLAP server. This is OLAP server, right? So OLTP server, so this is one server. You have OLAP server, and the OLAP server is called as a data warehousing server. Normally, we create two more databases here. Database is a staging database. The second database is called a data warehousing database. In this server, you have a stage database, you have a data warehouse database. Clear? So now manifest file. Where is the manifest file? This file is going to be available where? In your, VSTF. This is what is called, your TFS server. So TFS server, where you will have a manifest ispack file, plus you will be able to have a deployment guide as well. So in the production environment, so this is what is called our production environment, right? So what are the servers we have? You have two servers. One is called OLTP server. The second server is called OLAP server. So this is what is called your prod environment, right? So you have to get the manifest file and keep it into which server? To the data warehousing server of product environment. And a deployment guide also we are going to be keeping. So where exactly? So this is a data warehousing means you would have installed SQL Server, right? So inside SQL Server, we create a SSIS DB. All packages are going to go to that DB only. Okay. So all SSIS packages are going to go to one more DB. Total 3 DBs. Staging DB, this DB and everything. So when we deploy, what is that we're going to be using is pack file. Now after that, this is going to go here, loading the data to the stage database. From the staging, the data will come to the data warehousing database. Clear? So all of them can be done with the help of SSIS DB. In that, you have SSIS packages. Clear? So where exactly we are going to be deploying the packages means to the SQL Server. Okay, where exactly we're going to be, deploying into SQL Server. Which SQL Server? So you have two servers. One is called OLTP server. You assume there is an Amazon database. Clear? This is OLTP database. So you and me, whenever we are buying a product in Amazon.com, all the data is going to come here. So this database is called Amazon Stage. అర్థమవుతుందా? So Amazon Stage database. Then one more database is called Amazon DW database. So this is the complete data is going to be coming there. So your SSS package, where will you install it? So or deploy it? You are going to be getting a manifest ispack file from the TFS. You download the file and double click on ispack file and deploy. So that is what. In which database we're going to be deploying? So earlier we are deploying with the help of a manifest file. This was a story when till 2008 R2. This is version is released. R2 means release 2. This is released in 2010. So till 2010, the deployment is going to happen in SQL Server, but the database called MSDB, which is a system database. Okay, what database is it? Which is a system database. All the packages are going to go here, right? But 2012 onwards, Microsoft was implementing the deployment through ispack file. అర్థమవుతుందా? Where is the ispack file? How do you get it? Very simple. You can go to your package and you can right click on this, say open containing folder. You'll come to know where your project is stored. Click on this. When you go, so you will be able to get the complete path. Go up, go to bin folder, click on deployment. So this is what is called a manifest file. Clear? So integration service project deployment file is called as a not a manifest file, is pack file. Now this is the one you are going to be copying. This is copy, right? Control C, copy, and you are going to be uploading. So where we are going to be uploading this file? We are going to be uploading it to our TFS. Now, yesterday I got the same file, copy and created this. Now, I told you we have to have a deployment guide as well, right? So, deployment guide, who's supposed to create? A developer. So, you supposed to create one more document that is called how to deploy is pack file. So, you have to have a text file. You can say SSIS deployment file. So deployment steps. So that is the file we're going to be creating. Now step number 1, what are they supposed to do? So you have to say step number 1, download is pack file. From which server? From the TFS server. Okay. You have to mention TFS server name. Some IP address will be there. So 192.0. Something like this. You will have one IP address for this server. So this server and the path. Okay. So some path also will be there. You have to provide the path. For example, whenever I am, giving some OneDrive, for example, I'm sharing some videos to you, right? So there is a folder called Power Query. Inside that there is some videos. If I wanted to give, I need to give the path. Right click on this. So I will be able to get the paths, right? So you will be able to give the path to the end user so that he will be able to, get this. So there is a path for each and everything. So I'm able to get OneDrive path like this, like that. So there is a path that you're going to be sharing here. So they need to go to some server or they'll have some URL. So download the ispack file from TFS server. Okay, they'll download it to where? From to which server? To the data warehousing server of a different environments. Clear? It should not go to any other place. It has to go to which server? Data warehousing server in the production environment or maybe in testing environment. Step number one, and you give the path. Step number two. So you say double click, double click on double click on ispack file. So after downloading, you double click on the ispack file. This is my ispack file. So I should be able to double click on this. So when I double clicking on this, it is telling me you use appropriate application to open this. So I click on more application. I have a application in my look for another app on this PC. I have one application that is there in the desktop. So that application is called as is a deployment application. Okay. So this application you supposed to have it. Where is this available? C program files x86 Microsoft SQL Server 150 DTS bin. For example, where is this application? You will not be able to have this application. This is available C program files x86. If you don't have it, go here. Where you need to go? Go to C program files x86. Okay, na? So then where is that is that application you need to have it. So why is this giving lot of 1 minute, guys? I wanted to take out that. Yeah, let me share it once again. Yeah, hope you can see the screen right now. I wanted to get you the path. So I have one application here. This application is called as is a deployment wizard. Where is this located? C program files x86 Microsoft SQL Server. So go to x86, then Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, go to C drive first. Go to C drive, x86, Microsoft SQL Server. So Microsoft SQL Server is this folder. Double click on this. Now later, where is this? When you mouse over it, 150 DTS bin. 150. Where is 150? 150 DTS, then the bin folder. Okay. So you will be able to get what is the file name? Is deployment wizard. So this is the one. Okay. So you are going to be right click on this and create a more properties. You are going to be send it to desktop and create a shortcut. Clear? So this application, which application we're going to be having is a deployment wizard. Clear? This application is deployment wizard. This is the one. Clear? So now what I should do? Step number one, double click on the ispack file. Let me go. Where is my ispack file? I have downloaded. Let me double click on this. Now it is asking, how do you want to open this file? More apps, and look for another app in this PC. Click on this. Now I click on the desktop. Click on the desktop, go up, click on the desktop. What is the application I should use it? This is the one. Is a deployment wizard. Click on open. Clear? So now this is the one. It is going to be so default value model type something. I got it. what is corrupted or something is happened. Now let me delete this. Let me go to is deployment. Where is that? Let me go to C drive. Let me go to x86 and Microsoft SQL Server 150 and DTS bin. So let me double click on this first. Okay. Let me double click on this application. Okay. Let me all these application. Okay. So that is a better thing. So never double click on this. If I'm double clicking, I'm getting the error. So earlier it used to work. Now what we do, you double click on the this application itself. Okay. So double click on the uh, is what is that application name? Application name is a deployment wizard application. Okay, is deployment wizard application. Where is this available? I have given you the path. Okay, so you go to the path and you double click on this. So that is what the people have to do it. You have to give me the dot application means dot exe file. So I told you the path, right? So where is the path? Go to C drive. Go to C drive. Now go to x86. Go to Microsoft SQL Server. Go to 150. Go to DTS. Go to bin. And this is the path you should be able to go to. Okay. So this is the path where slash. So this is the complete path I'm giving. Click on blah, blah, blah. So you need to go to this path and click on this application. You need to tell them clearly. If this is not there means they did not install SSIS in their computer. That is the meaning. Clear? So go to the below path. So you can say go to the below path, below path and double click on help. So we are going to be double clicking on this application. Sarena? Application means a .exe. According to the technical words, all exe files are called apps. Clear? So that is the one. So when you go here and double click on is deployment wizard. So using this, we are going to be deploying what? We are going to be deploying this. Clear? So these are the steps you need to write. So let me give you the steps clearly. So a developer has given the ispac file. Developer also has given the installation document. Now, what is the step that the DBA team has to do that? So download all files from ESTF to data warehousing server. Then they can deploy. So before that, they need to create one more database. One more database we supposed to create. That's what I told you, right? So before that, so let me give you one more step. What is the step I was telling? So double click on this. So before this will be third step. Let me give you the second step. Second step, go to where? Data warehousing server and open SQL server. So I go to my data warehousing server. This is my data warehousing. How do I know this is data warehousing? When I go, I should be able to see a data warehousing database, right? So this is a data warehousing server where I have these two databases. This database should not be here. Since I'm working for the training, so I can create everything here in the real time. So this is available in one more computer. These two are available in a data warehousing machine where the SQL Server or Oracle would have been installed. So since MSBI Power BI is a Microsoft product, so we are going to install SQL Server and we create these two databases here. So wherever data warehousing database is there, you go to that server and you come down. There is a integration services catalog. You have to open this. So I have already one SSIS DB. Let me delete this first. Okay. So normally, this is the first time I'm going to be creating. Which database we need to create? Step number 2, you have to create a SSIS database. Go to data warehousing and open SQL Server. Then where below databases there is a integration services catalogs. So right click on this. Okay, so let me refresh once. Okay, so I don't have anything now. I had SSIS DB that I have removed it. Right click on this and create a catalog. So that is the step. Go to SQL Server, right click on integration services catalog. So go where? Go to open SQL Server. So right click on integration services catalogs. Okay, that is the step these guys have to do it. Download all files from VSTF to data warehousing server. Done. Create integration service catalogs in SQL Server of data warehousing machine. So I go right click on integration services catalogs. I go here, right click on it. So then create a catalog. Okay, the next step. Then afterwards, I say click on create a catalog. So I go to SQL Server. Now I'm going to be performing a step. Right click on this, create a catalog. So it is going to be creating a SSIS DB. Now enable automatic execution of blah blah blah. You enable this, you give automatically SSIS DB gets created. This is the one we must create. Give some password. I'm going to be giving some password test123. You can give any password of your choice. Test123. Okay. Now enable blah blah blah. So password you need to give. Which database is going to be created now? SSIS database. Can I rename this? You cannot rename. So it is going to be creating one database. That is what I was talking about earlier. So SSIS DB we must create. Where is available? Which is available in integration services catalogs. Okay, it is there. There's a folder called integration services catalogs folder. So under this, you will be able to have this is a folder. Kada? So when you go, here's a folder structure. We are going to be creating now. SSISDB is created. I don't have anything. So you go and you refresh. You will not be able to see anything. If you have, you can delete and recreate also. You can simply, delete and you can recreate also, but nothing will be there. Go to integration service catalogs. You can delete if you want to delete. Otherwise, forget about it. So if you don't want to delete, just use it. If it is not there, then create it. Now what we are going to be doing, we are going to be creating a one folder. So what is the folder project name? My project name is called Amazon. So underscore SSIS project. Okay. The project name we can specify. So it will have Amazon sales packages. అర్థమవుతుందా? So all the packages that you need to mention, Amazon SSIS, we are going to create one folder. So like that we can create tomorrow. Flipkart wanted to have something, we develop a packages for Flipkart and we can also integrate it here. So like that many projects we can have it. Amazon, sales projects. So when you open, there's a project and there's an environment. It is going to be created. Like that, we can create one more folder. So it is ready. So what are the steps? We are going to create a catalog and you have to give the database name. Already it is there. So what is the database name? SSISDB and password and confirm password or retype password. These are the two things. Then click on OK. So blah 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 is done. So done. Afterwards, what is that we are doing? We are create a folder. Okay. So that is also one more step, right? So how to create a folder? Right click on SSISDB, create a folder. So right click on SSIS DB and create a folder. So all the steps we have to clearly mention to them. Folder name is equals to Amazon underscore SSIS, and description you can write and click on OK. So this is one more step. Okay, so that is also being done. So we are able to see projects and environments. Then what you do, you go to this path and double click on this. So when you double click on this okay. The next step is you go to which one? So in step number 4, you are going to be go to the below path, double click on blah blah blah. So this is the complete path. So that is what you're going to be doing. Now when I double click, it is going to be giving you a wizard. Now it is telling me deploy integration service project or packages. So there are 5 steps that we need to include: source, target, and select a destination, preview results. So click next. So it will open a wizard. When I double click on it, so you can say it opens a wizard. Wizard and అర్థం ఏంటి? You will have wizard means what? Wizard means you will have next some steps. So it will open a wizard. Now click next. Okay, click next. So click next. Now what it is telling? It is telling me there are package deployment and project deployment. I have to deploy the complete project, not individual packages. If you wanted to deploy a single package, now you go in for package deployment. So which package you wanted to connect? So that you need to browse through the ESPAC file and select one package, right? So now I wanted to have complete all packages need to be deployed. So project deployment file. Okay, what is the project deployment file? That is ESPAC file. Click on the browse button. Where is my ESPAC file? It is there in the desktop folder and under TFS this file. Clear? So click on open. So this I'm going to be giving. It is, say, have you seen this ESPAC file? Have you seen the extension? Now you can see the extension. Click next. So select or choose project deployment. This is the original, and browse the path for ESPAC file. Okay, na? So browse the path for ESPAC file. Now done. Now click next. Okay. So click next. All the steps you have to mention it clearly. Click next. The next one, where you want to deploy SSIS on SQL Server, SSIS in Azure Data Factory. This we do not know. Choose SSIS in SQL Server. So click next. So select or choose SSIS in SQL Server. So the deployment is going to happen in where? SQL Server. All the packages are going to go to SQL Server. Which database? It is going to be going to a database called SSIS DB. Clear? Now that is the one. So next one is this. So click next. Now server name. Server name means the data warehousing IP address. So I'm using a dot local SQL Server connect. Okay, so click next. All the steps you need to write clearly. Okay, so click next. In the next button, server name, you need to give your IP address. Okay, whatever be the IP address of which IP address, data warehousing address. I have given here as a dot. Clear? So I'm giving here as a dot. Now, now authentication, Windows authentication. Click on connect. Authentication and security. So authentication is equivalent to Windows and click on connect. అర్థమవుతుందా? If you don't forget, if you don't click on connect, this button will not get opened. Now you have to include the destination. Source is pack file. Where is the destination? Destination is SSIS DB. So this is the one it is going to be pointing. Already have created a folder, or you can also create a new folder. Already have created a folder, you choose this. Clear? So, or you can create a new folder. So if you don't have a folder, you can create it. Okay, button is not enabled. I have created a folder. So you click on OK. Now my package is going to go to SSISDB. It is going to be creating a folder called this, and within that, so this is the project name. You can rename the project. What is the project name you can have? So Amazon. Okay, you can say Amazon Sales SSIS. Clear? Sales SSIS. You can give any name. So this is also done. Then review and results. Click next. Preview. So source is from each fact file. I'm dumping all the packages to this server. So this path. Click on deploy. So click next. Click deploy. That's it. Click deploy. So all the steps done by this guy. So deploy the package using his pack file. So go to this and double click on this. Now you follow the wizard. Okay. So deploy everything to a SQL server. Clear? So everything is deployed. Now everything is successfully done. Then close. So the last step is what? Close. Click on close. That's it. So everything is done. So this is what is called a deployment guide that you have to give it. Now, this is done. This is done. Who's supposed to do? DBA team supposed to install in their, premises, in their environment. So implement the configurations for connection strings. Okay. What is the meaning? So I have deployed. Where are the packages? Now you go refresh. Now all the packages are available here. So when you open, so these are the packages. So demo number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you can execute whatever you would like to execute. So SSIS DB only to create a package. You will see control flow, data flow, whatever you would like to execute. For example, I go to incremental loading with the lookup. Open, 12th package. When I go 12th package, now double click on this. So I knew that which is going to be taking the data from where? Company new database. What is the table? It is going to be taking the table from employee table. What database? Employee new. Now it is going to be performing incremental loading, and it is giving dim employee. So when I open the package, I will come to know from where the database is going to be. It is going to be using company new. అర్థమవుతుందా? So when you open, you will come to know it is going to be loading. So, but if I open this, when I double click on this, you will be able to get like this. Okay, no clue what it is doing. You don't have any clue. So though there is no control flow, there is no data flow, nothing. DBA team cannot see anything, but only the developer knows which is going to be taking the data from company new database, employee table, which is going to be you know dumping the data to this. So you have to create one more file. Okay, one more file. So that file is called as a technical specification document. Okay, so you have to create one more file. Okay, let me go. This is what is called deployment. You have deployed, but if I double click on this, how do I know what it is doing? Any clue? Do you have any clue here from where you're getting the data? So you have to create one technical specification document. Clear? You have to create one more document is called technical specification document. When it is before tech spec document. Okay, spec tech document, it is a Word document or some other document. So at the time of designing a first package, okay, so for example, I am designing this package, I need to narrate the story from where it is going to get the data, what is the table it's going to be getting, and what are the things it is going to be performing. So everything I have to write, I have to narrate in this document. అర్థమవుతుందా? So this is a technical specification document for, okay? So tech spec for demo number. You can give the package name, demo number 12. So what is the package name? The package demo number 12. So this is the package. So in this, we need to clearly mention. So author, who's the author? Author is Bhaskar Jogi. Okay. And what is the purpose? What we are doing exactly here? So what we are going to be doing, the purpose, load the uh, data of employee table or from OLTP database or of source, load the data from source OLTP system, to OLAP or data warehousing system. Okay, data warehousing system using incremental loading. అర్థమవుతుంది. That is the purpose. Now we need to clearly write what is a source database. Source database is company new. So destination database, that is also company new. Okay. So because server names will change kada. And what is the source table? Source table is employee. What is the destination table? Dim employee, right? Now you have to write clearly what you're doing. So you take a diagram, you can take a diagram. So completely you can mention this is a source, this is a destination. So we have created a connection. What is the name, blah, 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 and what you're doing. So complete story about it. I'm using OLEDB source, reading the data from employee table. Then I'm taking a lookup transformation. I am mapping, dim employee table, and based on this column and this column, then matching data will go here. Then after that, I am also implementing. So complete story you have to write. అర్థమవుతుందా? The complete details of the story you have to write step by step. And if it is a MS Word document, you can also take a screenshot of this package. Now the complete screenshot, you can paste it in the MS Word document. So you better create a MS Word document. Clear? So this will be reviewed by your boss. Clear? So Bhaskar Jogi, date of creation. అర్థమవుతుందా? So when is that I have? So this will be understood how you're going to be creating a package. So how you have created a package and what this package is doing, the complete information is available. When you have to do this, before creating a package. Now before shooting, we need to have the story, right? Then only the shooting starts. But after the shooting, you never create a story. Story is first. Director will get the story, then according to the story, the shooting is going to be happening for the movies, right? So date creation, say November 30. So this story is reviewed first. So this is how I'm going to be preparing. This is how I'm going to be having. So this technical documentation will be reviewed by your team lead plus your client also. Client will say, okay, you're going to be using, okay, lookup. Okay, after that, you're going to be using like this. So everything they know, this is how you're going to be creating. Okay. So then you also give some rough diagram. So this is how it is look and feel. Clear? And accordingly, you're going to be creating a package. So nobody knows what this package is doing. So if they wanted to know what this is doing, they are going to be searching for a technical specification document developed by a developer. Remember. So when for example, I give you one requirement. Okay. I give you one requirement. What is the requirement? So requirement is called as a scope. What is a scope? So scope is prepare a coffee. That is a scope. What you need to going to be doing. So now for this, you are going to be preparing what is called a tech spec. Okay, so before that, after that, you gather the requirements, right? So what are the requirements? What type of the coffee you need it? And when I need the coffee, complete requirements we gather. Do you need South Indian style, North Indian style? Do you need with sugar, without sugar? What kind of a coffee you need? When do you need coffee? What is the quantity? Do you need biscuits or the cookies along with the coffee? Complete requirements I'm going to be collecting. After that, I'm going to be performing an analysis and a design. So what we can do, how the coffee looks like, everything is going to be done. Okay, so then afterwards what will happen here, we'll get the designing documents are going to be released. So after that the coding starts, right? When the coding starts, this is when we are going to be taking the designing document as well as the requirements document. We prepare a technical specification document. అర్థమవుతుందా? So after this document is reviewed and signed off, review and sign off, that means everybody is agreed. Everybody means what? So two people have to agree. One is that your team lead has to agree, plus your client customer has to agree it. Both of them will have to sign. So this is what we need. So based on that, you do the coding. Coding means creating a SQL, creating any kind of a coding, SSIS packages development, SSRS development. So everything we are going to be doing like this. Okay. So you are going to be creating a document called technical specification document for each and every package, for each and every stored procedure. If you write a 10 stored procedures, for each stored procedure, there is a technical specification document for each requirement. Clear? For coffee, you need one technical specification. For a tea, there is a technical specification. If you create a pizza, for that, there is a technical specification document. In that, we're clearly writing, I'm going to be taking 200 ml of milk. So I'm going to be boiling for 10 minutes. After that, I'm going to be using a brew coffee, not nested coffee. 1.5 ml of coffee powder I'm going to be using. So later I'm going to be adding 1 liter of milk. Like that, completely specifications to prepare the coffee. What are the things that you're going to be using? So everything has to be made. So in that, they will say, no, 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 don't use 1 liter of milk, use only half liter of milk. Don't mix up the sugar. You say, you keep separately, don't add. So all these things can be reviewed and a suggestion, and they agree, they'll sign off. So according to that, you are going to be preparing a coffee because that is what is the requirement. Clear? So that is how the coding is going to start. So we are going to create a technical specification document. అర్థమవుతుందా? So then we are going to be coding and creating the packages. Now after that, so after everything is done, we execute the package, and after executing the packages, we also do one more testing kada. Testing కూడా మనం చేస్తాం. What kind of a testing we do? We are going to be doing a testing called unit testing, whether the package is executing properly or not. After that, we are going to be uploading our code, upload the code into TFS. So all these things. So unit testing, then we also create a deployment guide. Okay, so and upload the code to the TFS server. So all these things, as a developer, you're supposed to do that. Clear? Understand the requirement, then requirement analysis will be done by the team lead. So they will be giving you a document called what document? SRS document. What is SRS? System requirement specification document. Then afterward, there is an architect is going to be designing. Then the coding means this is the phase where the developers are recruited. So you will be given SRS document, a designing document, and based on that, you have to prepare a technical specification document with the help of team lead. They will tell you how to prepare. They'll give you some sample technical specification document. It is not so complex, very, very easy. Simply write the file name, path name, blah, 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 and follow. And you have to perform unit testing. So what to test? So what to test means number of rows in the source, 10, number of rows in the destinations are 10. So this count testing, I need to do it. Or, when I perform aggregations, so some value in the source and some value in the destination is also matching. That means it is able to load the data properly, like that. Clear? So unit testing has to be done by the developer, not by the tester. Clear? So all these things will be done. So this document, they can use it. So when they double click on this, so they read the document, they'll understand that. So this package is going to get the data. So this package is going to get the data from this database to this database, and you can write it is also implementing a logging, blah blah blah. Logging can happen into some database, blah blah blah. So everything they'll come to know. So what they do, they go here, they execute. Who's going to be executing? Uh, the DBA team is going to be executed. When they execute it, now the package is going to be executed. So where it is going to be getting the data, according to me, it is going to get the data from this table. Select star from employee table. Let me do some testing here. So they do one testing. So this table to this table, right? So they will not be having anything by default, right? Let me delete. So they'll not be having anything here, right? Now, this package, when they execute, it has to get the data from here. It has to load the data into this table. Since I'm using a training machine, so it is already executed. Now it is already had some data, but in the real time, you don't be having any data. First time you are going to be, executing. You should not execute it here. You have to execute, go to SSIS DB, which package? Randomly, you need to test this packages. After, doing this, right click on this, execute. So after reading this, which document? Technical specification document only, they'll come to know this is the table name, this is the database name. Otherwise, nobody have any clue. Click on OK. Okay. Now, so it will show you a report whether it is successfully executed or not. So now it is giving me a report. So it is succeeded, executed successfully. Now I go there and check, I should have the data. Now today's date is 30. Have you seen this? The time is 10:35. It is loading the data. So you can perform a lot of operations, right? Let me insert one more row and check. అర్థమవుతుందా? So all these things need to be done by the DBA team. Once testing, insert into employee values, and the four, let us say, Amani, some data to test it. Clear? And they update some data also. Update employee table, set name is equivalent to, let us say, Salman Khan, where employee ID is equivalent to 2. So whenever I change or whenever I do any modification, that's to get the data. Let me insert the data. I have one row got inserted. Let me update the data. I have one row got updated. Now let me check whether it is going to be getting the data or not. Let me go and right click on this and you say execute. Okay. Now you have to click on OK. So if you need the report, you can say yes, otherwise no need. So click yes. So it is executed. Now you go and verify Salman and has become a Salman Khan. Why? Because we have implemented a type 2. Type 2 means if you modify something, you have to get as a one more row. It is happening properly fine. So Amani is the new data which is getting executed. It is working fine, right? Like that, these people are going to be executing, then truncate a table. So the data they are going to be deleting in the production because they should not have any data like this. So only for the testing purpose, now it is empty. Now that's it. So this is how they're going to be testing. After doing for each and everything, we need to test it one by one, one by one. So the testing scripts also you need to give. You ask them to insert the script. So they will execute. Okay. Then you ask them to execute. They will execute it. Clear? So either we can give a document or we can, we can have a meeting with the DBA team because DBA team is there in America. I'm there in Hyderabad. So a developer knows how to test it, right? So all the things need to be done. But one thing we are going to be doing, so that is called after deploying, you have to implement the configurations for the connections. Why? Because I have developed the packages, I have given the server name configure. For example, I give the configuration. What is the server name I have given? I have given, when you go to connections, what is the server name I have given? I have given as a dot. So how do I come here? So I go to configure, right click on this configure, and I need to click on connection manager so you can expand. Now there is a source. Okay, this is a company and both of them, this is a source and this is a destination. You did not give the proper names. So if you don't write what is the source and what is the destination, so you will be able to get this. So people will not be happy about your coding. అర్థమవుతుందా? So when you go here, you don't see the proper naming convention. What is the source? What is the destination? That is not there. You have to clearly mention this is a source. Okay, source company new database. You can mention destination. అర్థమవుతుందా? Company new. So what is a source, what is a destination, if you give, so people can understand. Otherwise, if you simply leave like that and deploy, so you will be able to get the same names. Nobody knows what is a source and what is a destination. Okay, so assume that this is a source. Server name, so what is my server name? Dot I am giving. But if I give my package to Amazon people, will they have the server name as gather? No, they will have a different IP address. For example, the IP address is 192.0.1.11 or 17 or 19. So this is the IP address of the destination machine. What is the source machine? 32.12.44 16. This is the source address. So source, okay, the database name is Amazon, but these things need to be changed. So I go here. So where I go here. So I have to, this is source. Click on the dot dot dot. Now don't give this value, edit the value. The server name is called 132.12 dot blah blah blah. This has to be changed. Clear? So in this also you have a dot. So you have to click on dot dot dot. This is the complete string. So control C, copy this. Now this is how you have to modify the connections. So it is not that, right? This is not the actual server name. Actual server name is this 132.12 dot. Okay, 132.12.44.16. అర్థమవుతుందా? Database name is company or Amazon. You have to copy this and you go and edit the value, paste that value. So instead of a dot, it is going to change. Click on OK. So database name Amazon or company, it is not changed. This is a source I have modified. Click on OK. Like that, you have to modify for destination also. Okay, how to modify? Go to SQL Server. So go to your package. Okay, so 12 and not execute. Click on configure. Now one connection I have changed, right? Click on connection manager. Now click on this. So it is a still dot. Now I have to give the data warehousing edit value. What is my data warehousing? 192.1.1.19. So 192.1.1.19. అర్థమవుతుందా? So click on OK. You have to go and modify here as well. Clear? So you have to copy this. Now you go paste it here. What is the name? 192.1.1. 17 or 16. What is the correct address? 19. 192.1.1.19. This one catalog is company new or Amazon, whatever it is. So actually this is a database name. Database name is a dim employee database, right? So if it is data warehousing or a data warehousing database, so now you go and click on this, edit the value. So click on OK. So like that, connection strings have to be changed for each and every connection. Okay. Tomorrow server name changes, all the packages you have to open it. Again, you have to redo it. It is very, very problematic. Every time changing all the connections. For example, if you have 10 packages, you can modify for individual packages. But tomorrow, if you have 1,000 packages, so 1,000 times the IP address has to be changed, right? So what, easily we can do that. We can create a connection. Okay, a connection manager here. So we can create a connection, or we can say this connection, we can make it as a uh, convert into project connection. Clear? So when you make it to project connection, so this is going to coming here. Clear? So what will happen? So double click on this only. This is the place you can modify tomorrow. Instead of one place, instead of many places, when you create a project level connection. So this is a source connection. This is a make it to convert to project connection. So it will become a project connection, right? So maximum times we may use one or two databases. All the packages are going to be using these connections automatically. For example, I click on this, you will see that connection is. Have you seen this? Project source and the project destination. So these connections you must not use. So create some connections here. So these connections are going to be there everywhere. So tomorrow when you deploy the package, only you change the connections for this. Clear? Not for all these things. So you can only create one. All these packages are going to be using this. Clear? So like that, you can create a project level connection, and you should be able to go and modify project level connections here. So when you go here, so where you go here, now you refresh. Now instead of going, double clicking on this and going and changing everywhere at the configuration level here. So you right click on this, you configure at this place. Okay. So you can configure. So you will be able to get two connections. Those two connections only you will modify. Now you are getting all the connections. Why? Because you have created individually for each and every package. So you don't create like this, create only one or two connections. So you will be able to see only those two. You can modify the server name and database name only here, so that all these places where the server names will get reflected. Clear? So that, you know, we can see tomorrow once. So this is how you have to configure. So this is very, very interesting step. After deploying, what will you do? We are going to be changing connections. If you have 1,000 packages, 1,000 places, will you go there and change it? No, I will be creating a project level connections so that I can modify only in one place the data warehousing server names and the database names. So clear? That is what you need to tell the answer. Then later, so nobody is going to be creating manually like this. Nobody is going to be going and creating and executing the package like this. Now this package is not going to work. Why? Because I have changed the connection things. Let me double click on this. So if I execute it, it'll fail. It will give you an error. So let me reconfigure this package. Let me click on this source. Let me make it to what? So I'm talking about incremental loading, 12th, right? This is the one. Configure. It is not going to work now. So tomorrow we'll modify this because I have changed this IP address. It is not going to work. I'm going to be using now the use default value dot only, right? I go here. I use the default value. Okay. Now like this also, I go here. I choose the default value. I go here. I choose the default value. Now it is going to work, right? Now, whenever it is executing, it is going to load the data. But manually, nobody is going to be executing, right? So no DBA will come, right click on this, and nobody is going to be executing. So they are going to be creating what is called as a job or a schedule. Every morning 6 o'clock, it has to get the data, or every Sunday it has to get the data, or every Monday it has to get the data. To do that, So they are going to be using SQL Server agent. So this is a software or small application is available in SQL Server. So this you have to make it on, right? So click yes, you have to make it on. So every day morning 6 o'clock, this has to get the data. After making on, you go, you schedule a job. That is the last step. Schedule a package using SQL Server jobs. So nobody is going to be executing manually. So these people go here and right click on this. Now, new job, job name. So execute, or you can say call demo number 12, incremental loading underscore EMP. That is the name of the package. Now click on the steps. New. What is the step name we have? Step name is attach. So uh, step number one, attach the package. What is the package? Now we have the package is, it is not a SQL transactive SQL server. It is a integration services package. And where is this available? In catalogs. Catalog means SSIS DB server name dot, click on use Windows authentication. What is my package? My package name is, you go, package name is a 12th package. So use this. So this is the package I'm going to be attaching. Okay. Now click on OK. So this step is done. Go to schedules. When I would like to execute this package, click on new. So what I'm doing, this step is done. Go to schedules, click new. Every day 6 a.m. So recurring, and every daily at what time occurs? Morning 6. Okay, starting at nothing is there. So start date from today. So today 6 o'clock is over. From tomorrow it is going to start. అర్థమవుతుంది. So every day this job is going to be started morning 6 o'clock. So tomorrow I modify this to Salman, or I modify something, or I insert some data. Okay. So this again I am modifying it. Now I wanted to show you the data. I don't have any data now. So it is going to be executing tomorrow morning 6 o'clock. I will be able to get this data, right? But if you wanted to execute manually also, right click, you can start job at step. This is also possible. You can execute manual. So all these things will be done by the DBA team only. So it is going to be executing now and loading the data. Clear? So it is going to be executing manually and loading the data. So right? So everything is successfully completed. Now you should be able to see the data here. All the data is came in. Have you seen this? Now this is how you should be able to execute. Otherwise, you need to wait till morning 6 o'clock tomorrow. I don't want to wait. I'm double clicking on it. I have to modify the schedule. What I do, I go to the schedule, click on edit. I'll say occurs every 2 or every 1 minute it has to execute. అర్థమవుతుంది. Starting from 6 o'clock today, it is going to be executing daily every 1 minute. Every 1 minute it is going to execute now. Okay. Let us wait. Let me include some more name here. Ajay Sharma. Okay. I'm changing his name to Ajay Sharma. Now you see there is Ajay Sharma. So this will come after 1 minute. You will be able to, it is not there, right? So you have to wait for 1 minute. Automatically this is going to come. Clear? So now nobody knows which package is getting executed, what it is doing. Do you know anything? For example, heart is there. Do you know where the blood is going? You don't know. Even though it is available in your body, do you know whether it is pumping the blood to your leg, left leg or right leg, or the brain, or where? You don't have any clue. So we don't know which SSIS package is running, what data it is loading, no clue, because everything is going to be under a job, right? So when you see then only you'll come to know it is doing like this. But if you don't have any documentation, you don't have any clue what is doing, what this guy is doing, what this package is all about, you don't have any clue. So the DBA team does not know what is happening. They will always say, when will you go to the doctor? When you get a pain or heart attack, right? Otherwise, you don't know what is going on in your heart. So heart is a SSIS package only, right? So when do you say my package is not running? When you don't get the data after 1 minute, it's supposed to get the data. Now let me check. We got Ajay Sharma. If it is not happening like that, then only the DBA team. So when the data is not available in the table, proper data is not available in the table, what will be the problem? The reports will be showing the wrong data. When the reports are showing wrong data, Power BI report or a SSRS report showing wrong data, then the user will complain, saying that I am not able to see the proper data. So then we open the Power BI report and see it, or SSRS reports and we see it. Then after that, we knew that we are getting the data from data warehousing. We call DBA team and verify, ask them to see whether the jobs are properly executed or not. If the jobs are not executed properly, we ask them to check the job activity monitor. So they will be monitoring everything, what is going on, what is not going on. For example, this is failed, so this is executed. So when you right click on this, say view history, how many times it is get executed? 3 times. Clear? So every job they will be monitoring. Right click on this, they will see view history. So these many times this job is failed. If this job is successful for these many times it has failed. When something is failing, because of that the data they are not able to get it. So then they try to understand what is the issue in this. So if they can rectify, they can rectify. Otherwise they'll say, hey developers team, this is failing, I don't know why. Please see the the logs and everything. Where is the SSS package log? Windows Event Viewer, or we would have given a SSS catalogs. Kada? So we can go to company new database and we'll ask them to send this information. So the DBA team will go to system table. Okay, not here, right? So we have created a SSIS. So this is the one. Okay. So we ask them to send this data. Select star from. So because we don't have the permission to go to this, now where it is there in the company database. Now execute. So we ask them to copy with headers. Okay. So they store all the issues and this will be shared to us. These are the SSIS logs. Ardhamautunde? So this is the log file that we can get it. So this is the log file created. What is the package? What is the message? Why it is failing? The complete information is available where? In the production, a given database, there is a SSIS DB. In this, everything will get created. So the DB team has to copy. So how to copy? Go and execute. Right click on this, copy with column names, and they put all the log into a file, and this file will be sent via attachments to the developer so that developer can read what is the issue with the package. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? So whenever you get an issue, you always talk to the DBA team and ask them the logging. So logging would have implemented, right? So they will be able to get the logging and they will be able to copy this data and send it to copy into one Excel. Then you will understand which package is running, what it is doing. So package, what is the package name? This is the package name, right? So everything you will be able to understand, and what package is working and what is the time. If there is no errors, no problem. If you get some kind of an error, so definitely you will be able to see on errors. Wherever there is on error, the package got executed and failed. Clear, guys? So like that, the development team can tell the DBA team that this is the problem. So for the problem, we need to give vaccination, right? So we create a script. So the script we ask them to run once again so that the problem will get resolved. Like that, a DBA team and development team will be working on the issues. If the DBA team can resolve, they can resolve. For example, sometimes no space issue. So I cannot do anything. There is no if there is no space in the hard disk, right? RAM issue, hardware issue. I cannot do anything. But if it is the application issue, software issue, I have to give the solution. Clear, guys? So all these things done automatically. Every 1 minute, the package is going to be executed. So normally we never ever execute 1 minute because package may execute for 1 hour. If I give you 1 minute schedule, that is completely wrong. So in the training, we give you 1 minute. So the data is going to be coming once in a week or once in a month. Automatically the job has to execute it automatically. So who's going to be telling you if the job is not happening properly? So the managers who supposed to have see the data in the reports will not show the proper data. Then first they'll complain. They call, for example, Amazon.com is not working. Who's going to be telling first to the customer care people? We are the end users. We'll say Amazon site is down. We say Google is down. Immediately we call, right? Like that. If the something is not working, the managers are going to be calling the technical desk in the company. So saying that this report is not showing the data. The technical desk is going to be creating a ticket, and immediately the ticket will go to the DBA team. The DBA team will analyze immediately. If it is a serious issue, if they're not able to analyze, the DBA team immediately create a ticket and assign the ticket to the development team. So we are going to be working, and if it is a very serious issue, everybody has to work and it has to be resolved within 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, depends upon the agreement to the IT company and the Amazon company. Like that, every time you are going to be getting a lot of issues with the front end customers only, your managers, because he wanted to see the report. If the report is having proper data, means everything is fine. But if the report is not having proper data, means you have to see you have to see the report first, Power BI SSRS reports, then see the jobs, which job is getting the data for the table, because the table data is shown in the report, right? All these things we are going to be doing what is called as a reverse engineering. Okay, if you get a problem in the report, so what is the table? To get the table, we have to know what is the package. To know what is the package, we have to know what is the job. So what is the report? Assign it to what is the SSIS job, and go to the job. When you open, what is the package? When you open the package, you'll come to know what table is getting the data. Now the table, the package, what it is doing, everything. So for the given package, what is the source, and from ending to start will come. This is what is called a reverse engineering. So when you join the company, people will say, we are not having proper data in the report. Please check. That is the issue the customers will give you. That's it, nothing else. So you have to do the reverse engineering from one by one, one by one, one by one. Am I clear? So tomorrow we'll continue, guys.